Welcome to day 64 of Cover to Cover. And I'm glad you made it with us here this morning. And today we're going to begin reading in Joshua chapter number 15. So I hope you're ready as we begin here this morning. This then was a lot of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families, even to the border of Edom. The wilderness was in, southward was the uttermost part of the south coast. And their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looketh southward. And it went out to the south side of Mount Rabam, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up on the south side unto Kadesh Barnea, and passed along Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched the compass to Karka. From thence it passed toward Amzman, and went out unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of that coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast. And the east border was a salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan, and their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Bethoglah, and passed along by the north of Bethabara, and the border went up to the stone of Boan, the son of Reuben. And the border went up toward Deber from the valley of Echor, and so northward looking toward Gilgal. That is before the going up of the Adumim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed toward the waters of Enshemish, and the goings out thereof were in Rogel. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom, unto the south side of the Jebusite. The name is Jerusalem, and the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnom, westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephraim. And the border was drawn to Bela, which is Kirjarim, and the border compassed from Bela westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north side, and went down to Bethshemesh, and passed on to Timnah. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikkerim, and passed along to Mount Bela, and went out unto Jabneel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was to the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And unto Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the command of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb drove thence the three sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Deber, and the name of Deber before was Kirjashepher. And Caleb said, He that smiteth Kirjashepher, and taketh it, to him will I give Akshah, my daughter, to wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Akshah, his daughter, to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she lighted off her ass, and Caleb said unto her, What wouldest thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a southland, give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah, toward the coast of Edom, southward, were Kabzeel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Kaina, and Dimonah, and Adadah, and Kedesh, and Hazor, and Ithnan, Ziph, and Telem, and Beloth, and Hazar, and Hadatha, and Kerioth, and Hezron, which is Hazar, Ammon, and Shema, and Meloda, and Hazagarda, and Heshmon, and Bethpele, and Hazashual, and Beersheba, and Bishah, and Bela, and Ayam, and Azim, and Etolad, and Chisel, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madaman, and Sansana, and Lebaoth, and Shilham, and An, and Rimmon, and all the cities are 29 with their villages, and the valley Eschol, and Zoreth, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Engamanan, and Tapupa, and Enam, Jermuth, and Adullam, and Sokah, and Azekah, and Shemrim, and Adathim, and Gedara, and Gedorathim, 14 cities with their villages. Zena, and Hadassah, and Magdalgad, and Dilian, and Mispia, and Joktiel, and Lachish, and Boxka, and Eglon, and Cabon, and Laman, and Kithlish, and Gederoth, and Bethdagon, and Naaman, and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan, and Jephthah, and Ashna, and Nezib, and Kaliah, and Akzib, and Marishah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, under the river of Egypt, and the great sea and the border thereof. And in the mountains, Shamir, and Jatir, and Silkah, and Dana, and Kirjasanan, which is Deber, and Anab, and Eshton, and Anam, and Goshen, and Hola, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab, and Duma, and Eshion, and Janan, and Beth Tapua, and Afka, and Hamuta, and Kirjajarba, which is Hebron, and Ziar, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Judah, and Jezreel, and Jokedam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhul, Bethzar, and Geder, and Mara, and Bethanoah, and Eltekon, 6 cities with their villages. Kirjajabal, which is Kirjajearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Bethabar, Middon, and Seko, and Nipsion, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. Chapter number 16. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho, under the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho through Mount Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passeth along the borders of Archi to Arioth, and goeth down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Bethhoron, the nether, and to the Gezer, and to the goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, took their inheritance. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus: even the border of their inheritance on the east side of Astrothor and Bethoram, the upper, and the border went out toward the sea to Mechmathah on the north side, and the border went about eastward to Tenanashailah, and passed by it on the east of Genoa. And it went down from Genoa to Asros and to Naarath, and came to Jericho, and went out Jordan. The border went out from Tapua westward under the river Canaan, and the goings out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages, and they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwelt among the Ephraimites unto this day, and served under tribute. Chapter number 17. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, for the children of Helek, and for the children of Ashriel, and for the children of Shechem, for the children of Heper, and for the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Jeloshaphat, the son of Epher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters, and these are the names of his daughters: Mela, and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princesses, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. There fell 10 portions to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which are on the other side Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Mechmethah, that lieth before Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand of the inhabitants of Entappuah. And now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. The coast descended in the river Cana, southward of the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings of it were at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's, and the sea is his border, and they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Bethshemeh and her towns, and Iblim and her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Takna and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites will dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel waxen strong, that they put the Canaanites in tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, for as much as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto? And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, for all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Bethshean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine, and thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. That concludes day number 64 of Cover to Cover, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.